Good afternoon, and thank you for joining Conversations for College Success. I would like to thank all of my listeners and subscribers in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in South Africa, in the Philippines, and in Malaysia. Again, thank you for listening. For all of my listeners today who are not currently subscribers, I ask you to become a subscriber. The topic today is the power of discernment and why it is so important. For over 2 years, I have shared and talked about a variety of skills, helpful tips, suggestions, and self exploration activities. I hope each of you have tried and embraced most, if not everything, that you have listened to. In addition, my hope is that the majority of my podcasts have been very informative, helpful, and have made an important difference and impact in your personal and professional lives. Today, I hope this topic will help you better navigate your life with better clarity, with courage, and with intention. Today's topic on discernment can eventually help you shape every decision you make going forward. Discernment is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It's the difference between reacting and responding, between moving without direction and having focus, and choosing between making decisions based on incorrect information and living your purpose. So I'll start with a few definitions of discernment because I looked at three different dictionaries and also talk about why discernment is so important. The definitions of discernment include the quality of being able to grasp and comprehend what is hidden or not clearly seen. Number two, the ability to judge people and things well, meaning accuracy in reading character and or motives. This is so important. And three, exhibiting keen insight and good judgment. I have shared with many students over the years regarding the ability to read people. And although it is considered a critical skill, it is not a skill that everyone understands, uses all the time, or even talks about. Sharpening and consistently using this skill will allow you to know who you can trust and who will help you, whether they are family, friends, mentors, or colleagues at work. Until we, including you, understand and use discernment, we, including you, take people at their word. We're honest, and therefore we believe that others are honest too. However, the reality is that everyone is not honest. Unfortunately, everyone does not have your best interests at heart or want to help you to succeed, whether that's in school, at work, or in your life. Again, everyone does not have your best interests at heart or want to help you to succeed, whether that's in school, at your job, or in life. So, sharing your dreams, your concerns, your problems, or secrets with the wrong people will cost you. Learning about and strengthening your discernment skills will help you to recognize who the honest people are, who the people are who are willing to share information and or advice to help you to become or stay successful, and who the dishonest and not helpful people are. What discernment really means. Discernment is the ability to judge well, not in a moralistic way or a critical way, but in a clarifying way. It's the internal filter that helps you to separate what's true from what's almost or close to true, what's urgent and needs your attention now from what's important, what's emotional from what's factual, what's aligned with your values from what's not. Discernment is not about being suspicious or overly cautious. It's about being fully conscious or aware of something or alert to what is actually going on. It's about paying attention to the signals beneath the noise or the words being used. Why discernment is so important? It protects your peace. Without discernment, you absorb everything people's opinions, their expectations, their drama. With discernment, you choose what is important and what enters your mental and emotional space. It also sharpens your decision making. Life is full of choices, and not all of them are obvious or positive. Discernment helps you to see the long term impact of short term decisions. It also strengthens your relationships. Discernment helps you to recognize who is trustworthy, who is consistent, and who aligns with your values. It helps you set boundaries without guilt. It also keeps you aligned with your purpose. When you are discerning, you not chase every opportunity. You choose the ones that match your direction, your calling, and your growth. When you do that, you will know what you love and you will never work a day in your life. Not sure if you've heard the expression, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I've talked to several people, and a number of us have experienced that. You will be completing your purpose. And I'll be honest, it took me some time to determine my specific purpose. My overall purpose was the same, but on my journey, I was able to learn a host of skills that I needed to be successful in my journey. It helps you to avoid or reduce your chances of being manipulated. In a world full of persuasion, which includes ads, influencers, social pressures, discernment is your shield. It helps you to pause and ask, is this actually right for me? Does this opportunity or option align with my values? I'm going to ask you to think about what you've just heard and see where you've used discernment, where you haven't used discernment, or maybe that you weren't even sure what discernment was. I've talked to several friends before completing this podcast, and most of us didn't always trust our judgment, didn't really know what discernment was, which I called the ability to read people and their motives. And we actually started honing in on it in college. And by our first jobs, we were actually paying a lot more attention, observing people, what they were saying, what they were doing, how they were responding, how they were treating other people. And all of those things helped us to better hone our own personal skills as it relates to, as you're talking to people, who do you believe? Who's lying to your face and is just good at lying? Those kinds of things that make a huge difference. I'll probably pick up next week on one more segment as it relates to discernment. Again, I want to thank my listeners and subscribers in the United States, the United Kingdom, in South Africa, in the Philippines, and in Malaysia. I'm just so excited. Having said that, for listeners who are not currently subscribers, I ask each of you to become a subscriber. Also, if you have any questions, send them to conversations for college success at hotmail.com. Again, send questions to conversations for college success at hotmail.com. And I'll talk with you next week. Bye bye.